Good afternoon. So when Mike asked me, hey, do you want to talk at this? I was like, oh, that sounds terrible. That's my comfort zone. I go, yeah, should do it, absolutely. And I'm such a dichotomy of extremes. I don't really like attention, spotlight on me. There is a part of me who loves being up here, loves all of you looking at me, peacocking a little bit, right? And I woke up this morning, and I was like, what the hell did I do? Why am I getting up in front of all these influential, important people and talking? So I had a little bit of imposter syndrome going on. And I'm glad, Jeff, thank you, for pulling out the cards, because I don't remember what the hell I was going to talk about, and I'm just going to refer to these as we go. So I'm going to take a page out of my dog's book, shake off all the energy, and let's see how this goes. According to Webster's Dictionary, and for those too young to remember what a Webster's Dictionary was, it was a big old book that had a bajillion words in it and all their meanings, and you'd have to page through it and find the words you wanted. And if you spell anything like I do, it took you a while. But dictionary's definition of aligned is to be in or come into precise adjustment or correct relative position. And the definition of leadership is the ability to influence and guide a group of people towards a common goal. So it's been my experience, to be a leader, you need to be congruent within yourself. To lead, you have to have the ability to self-lead. And man, there's so many years that I didn't do that, and I didn't even know I wasn't doing it. Most of my life has been being indoctrinated to what the outside world thinks, what everyone else thinks, their goals, their wants, their needs. The buzz and the overwhelm of that outside noise made me stop listening to myself. I had to take a focused mindset, a focused intention to initiate change for myself. I had to put that towards self-discovery and a love of personal growth. I had to unlearn everything I'd been told and remember me. That all being said, let me introduce myself. I'm Scott Thornton, human, husband, father, 2 kids, John and Tegan, 2 dogs, Harry and Lola. I'm a friend, I'm a writer, I'm a poet, and I'm a Chicago Bears fan. Oh, and for the last 11 years, I've been the president of Temecula & Nelson, a plumbing wholesale company where the give a damn is better. Owning a company is stressful. Running a company is stressful. Managing teams and people is stressful. It's high pressure. And I know I haven't handled it very well over the years. Anger, frustration, just a lack of knowing myself would result in just screaming at people, yelling at people, giving directionless instructions like, just get it done. That didn't really help anything. And in my heart, though, I knew there had to be a better way. There had to be something better. And my journey with self-alignment is where that started. In 2008, I moved my family from Illinois, Bears fan, to California. Wife, 2 kids, 2 dogs, all jumped in the expedition, towed our car, and started the 2,300-mile trek to California. All for a job opportunity in the plumbing industry, which I knew nothing about. Closest thing I came to was using a toilet, and if you ask my wife, I don't even do that very well. But here we were, rolling into California on a Friday night, 11 o'clock at night, like the Beverly Hillbillies, all wide-eyed and tired. And that Monday morning, 6 o'clock, I showed up to work, nervous as hell, a little excited. I was like, what do I do? What can I help with? And they're like, take out the garbage. I'm like, man, this job's gonna suck. If you remember 2008, there might have been a little bit of a financial crisis. So 3 months into my journey to California, my new career, that hit. Boom. Shit hit the fan. And 3 years later, 10% pay cut, all overtime taken away, losing our house in California, I decided, man, I need to make a change. I got to move to another wholesaler for more opportunities because things aren't going great. And so I did. Took a $2 pay cut to move to another wholesaler, thinking that, all right, I'm going to have a better chance here. Fast forward 3 more years, and my stepdad, Bob, who we like Bob, had opened up Escondido Wind Supply. And he calls me up one random afternoon, and he's like, Scott, I need a succession plan for my company, and I need somebody I can trust. Would you come on, be the operations manager? Over the next 5 years, I'll teach you how to run a business, and then you can take over from me. I don't know if any of you have worked with family before, Bill, but yeah, you're like, ugh. But I was like, if I can learn how to run a business, I can take that anywhere. So I said, okay. So I moved over there. 2 months into that, the then president at Temecula and Nelson had 10 beers, a margarita at lunch, jumped in a work truck and ran somebody over on a bicycle. Person lived, thank goodness. He did go to jail, and it was a bit of chaos in our area within the wind companies for a little bit. 2 months after that, Wind Supply Inc., our parent company, comes to me and says, Scott, you want the opportunity to run Temecula and Nelson, buy in and be a president there? I was like, hell yeah, let's go. And my 5-year plan turned into a 4-month plan. And I think I had 2 factors that helped me deal with that. The one is resilience, just being able to keep going. The other one was my unshakable, unbending, wildly unproven, undeniable, overestimated belief that things will just work out, that I'll make it work, that the universe is conspiring in my favor because I'm trying, I'm putting the effort in, so why shouldn't it? And at the time, it just felt like, well, if I'm going to bet on somebody, I'm going to bet on me. And so I did. Now, with all that being said, I was in so far over my head, I had no idea what I was doing. Top from bottom, nothing. I had no idea. It was like drinking from a fire hose every day. And I'll let you know that doesn't feel good. My decision to take over Temecula and Nelson resulted in the next handful of years of working 12 to 16 hours a day. Being the first one there, last one to leave, I'd close up the shop at night, 9 o'clock at night, and I'd just sit in my car and I'd cry. I'm like, what have I done? Oh my. And there was so much struggle, so much failing, so much stumbling. But along with that came getting up, keeping going, which is great, but the problem with that, I was listening to the outside world again. It was telling me, this is how you should do it. This is who you should be. Oh, you should lead like me because that's the way to do it. I was losing touch with myself more and more day after day. And it felt like being me wasn't good enough. I started growing more and more distant from family, friends, employees, customers, and mostly myself. I already drank. I used it to alcohol to numb my personal issues, childhood traumas, basically running from everything I should look at, and just taking over Temecula and Nelson just poured gas on the fire. It just got worse and worse. I kept pushing, I kept drinking, I kept grinding. And here's a little side rant. I hate the word grind. The definition of grind is reduced to smaller particles or powder by crushing it. Why the hell do I want to be less? Why do I want to be crushed? I want to be great. I want to grow. I want to build things. Reduce? I want colossal. And I want to bring people with me as I'm building this colossality of a thing I'm doing. So yeah, grind, not my favorite word. All right. Now, before realizing and taking an intentional journey to alignment, I was making some strides and I didn't even know it. I was alignment adjacent, we'll call it. So as a kid, I didn't wake up, man, I can't wait to sell toilets, right? I wanted to be a Chicago Bears football player, or I wanted to be a writer. But one thing I did know about myself is I like to help people. And I realized Temecula Nelson was my vehicle to do that. It started with the culture at my company. I wanted my employees to like working there. I wanted them to like coming in. I wanted them to laugh and have fun. I wanted them to feel like they mattered and weren't just a number, and that their families mattered. Another thing is I started changing the mission of Temecula Nelson. Not just selling people stuff. We're here to help our customers build their personal and professional dreams and hopes, to make things come true for them. We're there to, right, not just sell them things, but let them be seen and heard as people. I mean, this is all tough enough as it is without even listening to someone. And so that became a vision statement for our company. Right? We wanted every interaction to result in a positive feeling with everyone we dealt with. And then I read, and I thought that I would be the only person mentioning Patrick Lencioni today, The Ideal Team Player. And what I took from that book was hire for the person, hire for their values, hire how they fit into your culture and your company and everyone there. You can train. You can show them what you want them to do. Don't look at just skills and job experience. Hire for the person. Here I was taking steps to alignment. I didn't even know it. It all, though, came to a head a little over 4 years ago. The stress of work, home, personal demons, the grind, led to a drinking incident. Knew a customer I liked. It's like, hey, let's go watch Monday Night Football. Cool. We show up, start hanging out, drinks are flowing. I think we're having fun, laughing. All of a sudden he's like, oh, I gotta go. I'm like, all right, whatever. And of course I had to call the wife because I was so stumbling down drunk I couldn't drive. Of course I passed out in the car on the way home. When I woke up in the car, it took me probably 20 minutes to get in the house because I kept falling down in my driveway and couldn't walk. So not a great role model, not my best look ever. Went into work the next day, late, hungover. Customer calls me, he's like, how you feeling? I was like, oh, not great, not great. And then jokingly, I was like, oh, sorry if I embarrassed myself yesterday. And that's when the pause happened, and he says to me, well, and he proceeds to tell me how I had acted, things I had said. When you see the police lights behind you in your car, man, my stomach just dropped. I got cold. I was horrified. I wasn't even just embarrassed. I was ashamed of who I was. Why? Who is this person he's talking about? It's not me. And I want to give a shout out to Drew Potter, because his kindness, his grace, and his humanity, and how he handled that situation in forgiving me, it allowed me to reflect on it and take assessment of myself. And I haven't had a drink since that night that happened. So I'm grateful to him. So 3 to 4 months into not drinking, everybody's like, oh my God, you must feel so much better. Everything must be so much clearer and you're great and da-da. No. No. All the things in my adult life that I had been avoiding and suppressing, they were still there. They're still bubbling up. I didn't have the alcohol to numb it. So I felt worse than ever. I didn't like how I handled things. I didn't like how I interacted with people. I didn't even like myself most days or my life. I felt lost, broken, directionless. That's probably when I did the bravest thing I've ever done in my life. I asked for help. I don't want to feel like that anymore. I don't want to continue hurting people and hurting myself. And most of all, I really didn't want to pass this generational curse down to my kids. So I asked for help. I started therapy, talking about stuff. Oof. I started looking for life coaches, grief coaches, and working with them, looking for their words that resonated with me, that gave me hope. My first life coach, Pauline Wynn, and I highly recommend looking her up, changed the trajectory of my life. I learned you need to choose yourself first. I learned that you need to love yourself first. I learned that you can't pour into other people if you're empty. I learned stop fracturing yourself. Stop being work Scott, home Scott, friend Scott, out in public Scott. You can be it all. Just be you in life and what you do. So I started being the same person I was everywhere. In life, everything I did. I learned about core values. That's your non-negotiables that you want in every day of your life. And mine have evolved and changed, and I think everyone should, as we should evolve and change as people. We've got 4 core values right now. It's being authentic. What you see is what you're going to get within a couple degrees. It's having humor. I got to be able to laugh at myself, situations. I'm pretty sure humor has saved my life a few times throughout my life. Creativity. I need to write a poem. I need to think about marketing a different way. I need to think outside the box. I need something that's going to move me on my emotions every day. And personal growth. I want to keep an open mindset, open perspective so I can learn more and learn great things like from you people. So I started working on that every day. Working into everything I did, and I kept working on me, and then there was a shift. I started to trust my employees more. I stopped micromanaging it as much. I didn't say totally, but as much. I started to communicate more calmly at work and at home. I allowed myself to be me. And I started then joining great groups like the Chambers of Commerce in the area, the Peer Forum. I started getting more involved in community. I started sponsoring more events around the community. We started donating monthly to local nonprofits. Started aligning to what resonated and mattered to me. I started becoming whole. 3 years ago, I started writing poetry as a way to get thoughts and feelings out of my mind, out of my body, to be able to process the things that were happening within me. You know, I started feeling better. I started feeling a little lighter. And I realized I wasn't broken or lost. I had just strayed from home. I'd strayed from who I am. And I wanted everyone to know that with help and hard work and intention, you can all come back to who you are. And I wanted to help those people feel that way, that, felt that way the way I felt. And honestly, I still feel some days, but now I have tools and things to help me guide me back to who I am. So I wrote a book, a poetry book. And it's called You're Okay, My Poetic Journey Through Life's Struggles, Realization, and Healing. And I wanted to show people, if I can change, anybody can change. And I learned along the way, too, it wasn't just for other people, it was for me, too, writing this book. The little kid inside me just had a dream come true that was 45 years in the making. I was a writer. I was an author. It was humbling. It was wonderful. It's one of the things I'm most proud of in my life. So on this current journey I'm on, it's remembering who I am at my core. It's getting back to the values and passions that matter to me every day. And I think it makes me a better and aligned person and leader. To me, poetry, alignment, and leadership are the same thing. They're deeply personal, comes from the inside. And when you listen and let it out, great things can happen. So this is my challenge to you. Find one thing you love, one thing you crave to want to see in the world, and be it. Make it real. One thing, one day at a time, and start your journey to alignment. I have one or more letter to give you. No, two. F you. Nothing elegant, nothing clean, because I'm filled with an absurd amount of anger, pain, unconditionally shared. Everyone gets a piece of it, deserving or not, freely if unfairly given. I have two syllables for you, unhealed, until I am. Always have two letters ready, F you. But honestly, it's more like two words, F me, because I'm only hurting me by not letting go of all the chaos and hurt inside.